James Steinhubel here, TVU, with the Health and Wellness Channel. And we have Tracy Ann Schuur, owner of HGH Integrative Aromatics. How are you today, Tracy?
I'm great. How about you, James?
Very well, thank you. How are you doing? How are you making out? What's new? What's it turning around? Where are you at?
Well, with the whole COVID isolation, things have changed a lot. I think for a lot of businesses, we're used to being out in the community and people facing more. And a lot of what we're doing currently is working from home and having daily interruptions, I'm sure, of children, of animals, of, deliveries and so on and so forth. But overall, I think we're doing well. I'm working hard to get, information out to, the general public about things they can be doing for themselves at home to take care of themselves, boost immune health, boost antiviral capabilities, and provide them, with products and with solutions that will help them in this really strange time that we're in.
So I'm going to get into more of you and your business and how you engage the community. Right now, you've got some really exciting things that are very helpful. Let's start with the Crackerjacks care kits. What do you got going?
Well, for Crackerjacks care kits, myself and a couple other businesses in the county jumped in, and we all provide, a different, level of service, different kind of product base. But what we wanted to do is, to help people just with mental health, really, and with their that whole retail therapy perspective, I guess, that a lot of women like to joke around about, but it's a thing. You go out, you buy yourself something, you make yourself feel special, taken care of, all of these things. And we know that women out there, and men for that matter, we also have a men's kit, they do that, whether it's fitness and athletic wear, we have key lime that's involved, whether it is more, fashion stuff and accessories, we have Kaylee Boutique involved, myself with, the personal care products. And then I also have a separate kind of brand, I guess, which is Kitchen Witch Botanical Breweries. And that's with all of the herbal products. So your herbal teas and your tinctures and all of those things. So the four of the companies have come together to provide kind of a Crackerjacks surprise box, if you will. And we've got different levels of pricing. So different numbers of items in each box that are, catered to men and women. And we're in the process of putting one together for kids. We also have them set up to be Mother's Day and Father's Day themed. And then we also have a set that is, an I care basket or a thank you basket that you can ship out to somebody else, who you want to know that you're thinking about them, or that, you want to thank them for something they've done kind for you and things like that. So, I think right now, just given some of the struggles that small business is having, it's more important than ever to be collaborating with each other and to be bringing what we can to the community at large, as a pick-me-up and as a, hey, we're still here for you and let's find a way to support you.
It's excellent. It's very exciting. You've got a couple other small ones. You've got a sanitizing hand gel and an essential oil diffuser face mask. Just quickly tell us about those.
The sanitizing hand gel is actually something that I've carried for a long time. It's a gel that is formulated to act more like a lotion. So it moisturizes and nourishes rather than dries out like your atypical sanitizers. It is 63% alcohol based, and then we've got an additional 4% of botanical extracts in there that are also alcohol based, so it raises that 63% up. And it's been fine off the shelves. Like, honestly, people try it, they love it, and they become regular purchasers. And this is even, like I said, before COVID, because it does act much more like a hand lotion to moisturize, to nourish, to feed. So with the botanicals that are in there, we're actually applying vitamins that your skin is absorbing and your body is then able to process and use. We're offering carrier oils that are literally healing the skin surface and deeper into the core of the skin. And we're providing the antibacterial portion of it. In addition to that, we've added essential oils to it, and the essential oils that we have added are all evidence-based. They all act as antivirals. And so we are kind of double boosting that, power punch of being antibacterial, antiviral, and nourishing all in the same product.
That is a good product. That's very well thought out. And the essential oil diffuser face mask. Tell me about
Yeah,
that.
so that's a recent product for us, and it's come out of need and client asks basically. So myself and my adult daughters are all quilters, and so we figured we would, give it a go, being that so many people were asking for it, and so we've developed a face mask. It has a pocket inside. It's the double layered cotton woven face mask with the elastics that go over the ears. And then inside that pocket, what we're including in it is we're including 5 disposable filters that act as a diffuser and a filter. And we are including, and I think I have one here, just a small bottle of essential oil. Now, it looks small, but when you're only adding 2 drops of oil to a filter per day, it goes a long, long ways. So you'll get the 5 filters, a small bottle of the antiviral essential oils. And again, everything I do is evidence-based. I'm really a science geek at heart. So it'll add that extra, protection for yourself and for others, obviously, by wearing the mask in and of itself.
Very well. Another very well thought out product. That's excellent. So how do people get a hold of you? Before I get into the next line of questions, I'll do it again at the end, but how do people get a hold of you and can access these products?
I think the easiest way, we are all over Facebook and Instagram. Our handle, I guess, is at HGH Integrative Aromatics. We also have a website, which is www.hopegraceandhealing.com. And from there, if you want to click on the wellness shop, that'll take you directly to our store where you can access our product line.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Let's just find out a little bit more about yourself and your business. And hope, grace, and healing is the meaning of HGH Integrative Aromatics. Everything that you've talked about was very well thought out. Just maybe share a little bit of the thought behind it when you put together your business name.
Well, originally, when I started down this road, I actually came upon natural health quite by accident. I used to be a project manager in the gas and oil industry, and my own health took a big tumble. And it had been 5 years and literally 3 different countries' medical systems trying to find some answers for myself. And through that, I really discovered that you need hope. Hope is the biggest thing, whether you're facing, a daily challenge in terms of health, or whether you're facing a financial crisis, or whether you're facing, a pandemic viral explosion. You really do need to have hope for the future and hope for, moving forward into better times and that there is a brighter tomorrow. Grace, that really comes from my own personal faith. That is a large part of where I have found my strength in times of trouble. And healing well, that's the obvious one. It was through natural healing that I was able to, kind of claw my way back and find some way to, redevelop myself as a person, as a businesswoman, and to reshape my own future and to move forward. And so that's where the hope, grace, and healing came from. I guess it would be about a year ago, we started rebranding to become HGH Integrative Aromatics. And just the thought process behind that is, everything I have done, all of the schooling, the educating, it's all about integrative health. And it's also all about the aromatic values of integrative health, whether we're talking essential oils or whether we're talking about botanicals or herbs. Each of those really brings an aromatic kind of healing property to whatever product we're working on, whatever product we're building. I find it fascinating how aromatics can actually shape and change the limbic region of the brain and how that affects our own personal body operation on a daily basis. And so that's kind of where the HGH Integrative Aromatics came from.
That's good. So you're part of you come from a prestigious college in the holistic education, and you belong to a very prestigious alliance, professional alliance. Tell us about where you went to school, and tell us about the alliance that you're a member of.
Well, I went to school originally to take my aromatherapy through Essence of Time Holistic College. They're based out of Burnaby, BC. And what I learned from Colleen Thompson, who owns it, she actually co-owns it now. That's recently shifted. She co-owns it with Kelly Ablard, but they are two women in the aromatic, world that I really strive to follow in their footsteps. They've got a great depth of knowledge, and they are very science-based, very evidence-based. There are a lot of colleges out there that are more, I guess, holistic and folk-based, and that was not what I wanted. And so when I started going to Essence of Time, I right away knew, that it was just a hand in glove fit. And so I continued on with them for my aromatherapy programming. I've done a lot of my herbalism through the Herbal Academy, which is an online academy. There's not a really great go-to locally for herbal education, I would say. And so the Herbal Academy has really filled that gap for me. I've taken their entrepreneurship program. I'm just finishing the last year of that. And then I've also done a lot of my formulator schooling through the New York Institute of Aromatics. They have a great botanical formulation and chemistry program, and that's where I took my courses for that. So between those three, I've really gained, insight, I guess, in a lot of different areas because each of them operates slightly different. They're all evidence-based. They're all botanical, health-based, and plant medicine-based. And so it's been a really great, I guess, journey to merge those three sciences together to get to where we are now. In terms of the Alliance of International Aromatherapy, I am a member of them. I am the Alberta, Canada rep for them, actually, and the Co-Canada rep for the national region. And I just, there's a lot of different professional associations, I guess. So between the Alliance of Aromatherapy and between the BC AOA, which is the BC Alliance of Aromatherapists, I mean, those two organizations, they offer amazing, like educational opportunities, continuing education opportunities, amazing conferences. They're really out there in terms of, sharing education and information with the general public and bringing, just the respect that I feel is due within, the aromatic community and as a profession. So that's why I chose to align with them.
No, it's important, and thank you for sharing. I'm very impressed with your business acumen. It includes you've made a pivot. You've horizontally integrated with new products. You're using a cooperative capitalist approach to solve problems. I know it's proprietary to your joint venture, but it'd be very interesting to see how you guys structured the finances on that. But before we move on and ask you the last few final questions, is there anything else you want to say about those tactics? Or that you could share and encourage business people specifically?
I think the biggest thing is I've lived my whole life, right from the time I was a young woman to now, with the whole thought process if it takes a village. And to me, it doesn't matter if you're raising kids, which I've done 3 times over, and they're all still alive, so I did okay. Or if you're building a business, or if you're building, health and wellness in the community as a whole, you're never going to be able to do it all alone. And you need to have people in your life that you can count on and that can count on you. And you need to build that collaboration. And I think it's especially important in business. I think you need to have those people, that walk alongside you, that encourage you, that support you, accountability partners when you're a small business. Those things are critical. And so I would just encourage anybody listening who has a small business to reach out there to find somebody to collaborate with, to be that accountability partner for somebody else and for somebody to be that for you, and the more people that you can collaborate with and build that trust relationship with, the more people you can reach collectively as well. So.
And then, I just want to highlight one thing there's many things on your website that are of interest, and we could spend much time talking about them. But the one thing I wanted to talk, and it speaks to the generosity of your character, of your person, your freemium ebooks. What can people
Mhm.
find there?
Well, there's a lot of different things there, and honestly, like I am constantly adding to that. I also have, different freemiums that you can access through lead pages. But I try and keep it, as up to date as possible. There's different strategies. There's one that's 9 strategies for basically good daily living. There's a couple on there that are about, mindfulness, meditation, being in the moment, a lot about mental health, a lot about, I have several that are like basically recipe books and formula books where I actually give you the walkthrough on, what oils to use for anxiety or what oils to use for, menstrual issues or for menopause issues. I'm quite focused generally, not anymore so much with COVID going on, but generally I'm quite focused on chronic illness, women's health issues.
Mhm.
Uh, but there's a lot of variety that I have out there. I have one strictly on men's health and, aromatic sciences for men, how they can support their vitality and their energy levels, how they can work on, cognitive abilities and strengthening their memory. I have quite a bit of content on there and I'm constantly adding to it and changing it out. And it's always growing and evolving.
It's so interesting. Okay, so here you are. You're very intelligent, um, skilled, and talented business person, and a practitioner, a health and wellness practitioner. And you seem very together. I don't get a sense of any sort of panic or anxiety. And from what I'm seeing with your business, you moved quickly and obviously successfully. So from that point, people, it's getting a little better. There's been some news and stuff, but still their schedules have been obliterated. Their routines are turned upside down. What's happening moment by moment is new to them. So people have they're either despondent or anxious or angry. So perhaps you could point to some professional advice, but also from your core, anything that you'd like to share with our viewers that would be helpful at this time.
Well, I think that, people need to focus right now on things they can do for themselves at home in terms of self care, personal care. I think people need to cut themselves a little slack. I know we all have great expectations on ourselves, but we can't control everything in life. And so when something like this comes along and a calendar gets thrown out the window and a plan of attack and, your career is put on hold and, oh my God, you're homeschooling your children for the first time ever, all of these things we're very unprepared for. And I think that so long as we are maintaining some type of, really solid personal care, I think that we can get through that. Whether, you're using a diffuser at home to help decrease anxiety, whether you're, it could be something as simple as, at night, mom's shutting off. I'm going to take a 1 hour bubble bath. That's it. I'm tapping out. Take care of yourselves for an hour. Go see dad for an hour. Read a book for an hour. Like these are the things. And I think that's critical anytime, in life, but I think especially now. And, you need to give yourself that time and almost schedule that time, if you will, daily to be taking care of yourself, to be gentle with yourself. And, we didn't plan for this. We have no idea how to react to this, but what we do know is ourselves. And by knowing ourselves, we can really take care of ourselves. Nobody else loves us and takes care of ourselves like we do, right? And people forget that. And people are out there and they're scrambling and they're looking for a solution. And right now, with no solution in sight, all we can do is love ourselves and love those around us, right? So, there's lots of different things that they can be doing at home in terms of herbs and oils that are good for anxiety and good for stress. Lavender essential oil, that's kind of a well-known one. Bergamot essential oil. Bergamot has actually been clinically studied, and it actually is a more effective anti-anxiety than most pharmaceutical medications. So throw that in the diffuser. Throw a couple drops of lavender, a couple drops of, bergamot, and drop or two of vanilla ola resin, and boom, you've got yourself like a natural anti-anxiety that's good for you. It's good for the kids, good for the animals. There's lots of different options out there. I've actually been thinking a lot about this, and I know there's a lot of people who have a lot of questions, and I wish that I could answer them all like bang when they ask them. But one thing that I have done, and I actually just actually kind of launched it today, is I generally do it's like an hour and a half appointment for an herbal assessment. And what I'm doing is I'm putting together these mini packages where they're going to get 30 minutes of an herbal and aromatic um, assessment and just a session with me. And we're going to sit down and we're going to kind of attack what they can be doing right now. Like, I mean, if it's a serious issue, if it's a chronic illness issue, if it's like COVID, treatments or therapies or anything like that, that's different. And you have to schedule like a full appointment. But I am doing, and I'm doing it for $45 for the 30 minutes. And we're going to walk through it, and I'm going to give you a whole bunch of things you can do at home on your own, for yourself, for your family, for your kids, taking care of you. Because again, every person's different. Like I could tell you right now, oh, go for bergamot, but somebody might have a sensitivity to that. So it's really hard when you're talking about natural health, because there really is no one size fits all, because everybody has different sensitivities. Everybody has, different health histories. I'm actually, my sanitizer is a great example. I just recently, before I got online with you, got an order for sanitizer, and the lady had asked, if we could do it without A, B, and C oils in it, because she is a cancer survivor, and those oils right now she's sensitive to, and I have no problem, turning a formula around and working with it and tweaking it to make sure that everybody out there is getting the healthcare that they specifically need, because I realize there's no one size fits all. So that's kind of, all we can do is our best for everybody, right?
It's awesome. It's awesome. That's even more insight into your business. Very interesting. Tracy Ann Schuur, owner, HGH Integrative Aromatics. Thank you so kindly. It was nice having you.
Thank you so much, James. You have a great day.